Yes guys, welcome to another video, 2 in 2 days. I think I'm doing pretty well with it. This is a back day and Aldi haul. The back day was filmed a week ago today, funnily enough, and I was gonna finish it off yesterday and publish that one first, but I trained legs yesterday and decided to do that video first. But yeah, I'm getting around to it eventually. I went to the gym today and trained chest. Got my first upper body pump in, well, since my first chest pump since last Monday. So that felt great. It felt good to do a bit of resistance training after almost a week of just doing specifically cardio. But it was good to also have a break and give myself a rest that I think my body definitely needed. As with the other videos, I'm going to walk through the workout that I'm currently on for back. I'm going to have to do voiceovers this time though, because the footage I took last week was when I didn't have my mic with me. But I'll try and make the best out of it, and hopefully it'll be a decent end result. Before I do start the training part of this video, I just want to take this minute to say a special thanks to my stepdad, Jeff. Basically, I probably wouldn't be training or interested in the gym without him and his guidance when I was young. I remember joining a gym when I was 16, but I didn't stick to it. It was just a hotel near where I lived and didn't have any clue what I was doing. Obviously, it didn't progress in any way, shape or form, but used to do, like, I got my first weight set, like, I think I got some dumbbells, some bench and some barbell. I might have been younger than 16 when I got them, to be fair, but that was a present off my mum and stepdad. And it was through that I did sort of start a love for this sport and getting into fitness. The 10 years following that, I went off on a different path and decided to drink, smoke and everything else that sort of isn't good for you. But yeah, without him, I don't think I'd be where I am today. I remember like watching World's Strongest Man and stuff, and remember the first time, I think it was a DVD of, or maybe even a VHS of Pumping Iron, obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger and like the bodybuilding in the 70s. I always thought that was cool as shit. And I never thought I'd get to the point where I'm training to be a natural bodybuilder myself. But that's definitely a huge inspiration in my journey, and for that I just want to say thank you to you, Jeff, because you got me to where I am today, and I thank you for all the motivation and discipline you've instilled in me over the years, because I know I was a bit of a nightmare for quite a large part of it, but you always made sure that I got back to my training even when I didn't feel like it, and you're always someone I can talk to about it. Because I don't really have many other people around here that are interested in the gym the way I am, so don't really tend to talk to people about it. I just get on with it, but it's my journey anyway, and that's what I enjoy doing. But yeah, thank you. Right guys, let's get into the training. These are just a few of my warm-up sets. I always start off with resistance bands for mobility, gets my delts nice and loose and starts getting a little bit of blood into there, and warms up the scapula. Lateral raises. Here I'm using the 2.5 kilo dumbbells. You don't need a lot of weight when you're just warming up. There's nothing worse than being in the gym and seeing someone come in and just go for the heavy dumbbells. It's just injury central. Move on to front raises next. I've always liked doing them like this, where I sort of lift the dumbbell above my head. I feel like it fires my delts up and just gets the blood flowing like it should before I go into my back movements. First back exercise is always pull-ups. To be fair, I do pull-ups in every upper day workout, and I usually try and get them in 3 or 4 times a week, because you can't beat pull-ups for overall back development. Obviously, being the top filmmaker that I am, when I reviewed these clips afterwards, I realised I'd cut out the top half of the motion, but you get the drift. Few warm-up sets in, they're starting getting a bit warm, so the pump cover's having to come off. I do have to apologise if this voiceover isn't great. My mic's giving me real problems, and it's connecting to my laptop but keeps disconnecting, so I keep having to go over the same bit over and over again, and it is getting quite stressful, but I'm going to persevere and hopefully make it through the whole video. But yeah, if pull-ups are something you do struggle with, I'd always recommend either a resistance band tied to the top of the bar to help you out, or if your gym does have it, a supported pull-up machine, which we are lucky enough to have. Onto my second exercise, wide grip cable rows. This really targets the middle of your back. I mean, for years I've always done close grip and sort of neglected any straight bar movements, but really liking this movement at the moment, and it is definitely developing my back more and more every time I do it. I do have to say, all training videos from here on out will be like my leg day video, where I'll be doing the live commentary and not a voiceover. But yeah, this is me going on to cable pullovers, which is one of my favourite exercises. It's really good for lat activation, because in a couple of exercises I will be doing lat pull downs. Little things you've got to remember here is sort of have a good hip hinge, and lean as far forward as you can to the point where it literally feels like you might fall over, and just let the bar path sort of pull up to the deepest stretch you can. Then on the way back down, keep your elbows slightly bent, and pull your elbows down until they're sort of locked into your sides, and control the negative back up. Onto the bench supported high row now. I've always seen this movement being done on other YouTube videos, but there always seems to be a specific machine which our gym doesn't have, but I've never really tried it. But then I saw a video, and I can't remember whose YouTube it was on, but they posted one of them just doing it with a bench and a cable machine, so I thought I'd give it a try, and since then I've fallen in love with this exercise. It is one of the best things. Usually I start my back workout, but I'm doing it a few exercises in here, but it is just incredible. And what you want to look for in this is sort of put a bench at a 45-degree angle. The hand that you're not using to pull the weight, sort of punch that into the pad to give yourself some stability. Always use wraps, and sort of get your stretch, so lean back into it, and then just drive your elbow into your hip, and just honestly, it'll change your back workouts forever. It is one of the greatest isolation exercises I've found with the equipment we have at our gym, Anytime Fitness. Really is becoming one of my favourite exercises to do, and even on a calorie deficit I'm only a plate, maybe two off maxing out the machine, which I think you'll see in the next clip. But yeah, give it a try if you've never tried it before, guys. Onto lat pull downs next, a classic movement for lats. A few little tips with this movement: make sure to keep your back completely straight, your scapula retracted as you pull down. Lean slightly, but don't lean all the way back when you engage. Control the negative, and don't let it lock out completely. Stop just before and then bring it back down. I've used this handle a lot for lat pull down. I usually alternate between this and a straight bar. I don't actually know what this attachment's called, so if anyone does, comment it, because it is a great piece of equipment. Like I've said in other videos, I'm not really doing a lot of drop sets and session sort of maximisers, as I just don't really have the energy to do it at the moment. But every now and again on certain exercises I will chuck a drop set in there just to get the most out of the movement. Last exercise of my back session is the good old dumbbell row, one of my all-time favourite exercises. For this, just pick a weight you're comfortable with. I'm using the 50s here, which is the heaviest ones we've got. And even on a cut, I'm just really strong in this movement. I've not lost any strength on it, which is great. So I always use it to just finish off, because one, I'm the most fatigued, so I can sort of get the most out of the weight. A few little tips on this one. Don't just pick it up and start swinging your arm about. Grab onto the dumbbell rack or use a bench. There's all sorts of different variations of it. I like to sort of not lean all the way over, just keep my back nice and straight though. Keep your elbow bent as you drive it, sort of acts as if you're driving your elbow behind you, and control the motion down. And yeah, that's been my back workout, guys. Apologies again for the crappy voiceovers. My mic's just not playing ball today. I'm having to edit every single sound clip that I do, and it's making it a lot more stressful than it needs to be. But it won't happen again. Like I said, from now on, I'll always have my mic with me at the gym, and I'll be recording live audio as I'm working out. So yeah, sorry about that. Like with every training session, always got to go and have a little pose down at the end of it and just see the freaky pumps you've managed to obtain. Really loving how I'm starting to shape up now. Each day in my mind I'm looking better and better, and I'm hoping everyone who's watching will agree. I'm making real progress on this cut, and just gotta take it day by day and keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully in the next, obviously I'll be going onto a bulk quite soon, but next year when I decide to cut again when it's time, I'm hoping to see vast improvements on this one, and this is the best I've ever looked in my life. Little Ziz pose, yeah bruh. But yeah, it's just going to get better and better, so please subscribe, like and comment if you want to see more. After I've finished my workouts, I tend to try and fit in a little bit of cardio at the end of every session at the moment, and it is something I'm going to carry on into a calorie surplus. It's always good to keep your cardio going no matter what phase of your training you're in. I've never liked treadmills in the past, but I've come to really enjoy them at the moment. Usually work up to about 3 miles an hour on a steep incline and just walk and I watch YouTube videos, I stick Netflix on and just get lost in it. Yeah, so that was my back session. Some of the footage wasn't great, but that was my second day of filming, so I was still sort of getting used to where I can put my camera in and not wanting to get in people's way and stuff like that. Because I'm going to film more training videos next week. I'll do another chest session and explain how to get the most out of sort of the exercises I do, and another back day probably where I get better footage and cleaner footage. And probably in the next few weeks I'm going to get back on a calorie surplus so I can one, be stronger, two, get better training sessions in, and three, it'll be more interesting to watch as I start getting back to the heavier weights again and start sort of, well, I'll be able to teach people and show people how to make decent gains as a natural lifter. Yeah, so this is my Aldi haul from today. It wasn't a full shop because I have some stuff in the freezer. But yeah, all this for, I think it was just short of 50 quid. Start off with the proteins. Got venison kofta, got a sirloin, which will be my tea tonight. Got some sea bass because they're on offer. 6 chicken breasts, about a kilo of chicken breasts. That'll do me. I mean, I do have a Muscle Foods order being delivered later on today, which is like the prep pots we do, which is like ready-made meals, range for about 300, 400 calories, range from 25 to 35 grams of protein, which is what I take to work with me just to make sure I stick to my plan. But all this stuff is like for after work, or I mean, if I end up eating too many of them meals, as they're only 300 odd calories, I can always make myself something up the night before and take it to work. Got some stir-fry veg, some veggie stir-fry veg, some stir-fry sauces to make with the chicken. I'll be meal prepping that up today. I'll live by these basmati rice portion them up into 2, or have the whole thing if I haven't eaten much that day. I do have a rice cooker, but that's easier, isn't it? Fruit, we've got raspberries, strawberries, blueberries, pomegranate seeds, which is what I mix up in my cream of rice every morning. Got some low-fat yogurts, almond milk, because obviously in a calorie deficit, I usually stay away from normal milk, but once I get back into a surplus, I'll be back on normal semi-skimmed. Some, I don't know if it's even got any multivitamins in it or whether it does what it says, but it's tasty, so I get it. Light mayo, because no one wants the full fat stuff, and I personally think that one tastes better. A couple of little snacks, some chili rice crackers, fruit and grain bars, some yogurt topped rice cakes, which do have quite a bit of fat in each one, but I just try and have a pack a day, if that. Honeydew melon, some protein granola. Yeah, it probably doesn't have any protein in it, but like I said before, it's just tasty, so I buy it. And obviously, can't go wrong with eggs. Need eggs in your diet. I do have 12 in the fridge, but I packed up another 12 because, well, I eat a lot of eggs. But yeah, for 50 quid, it's not a bad little Aldi haul. This is roughly what I get every week, and it lasts a week on top of my muscle food meals. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're on a bit more of a budget, sticking to just lean proteins, fruit, and I mean, these are a godsend. You literally just fry them off with some whatever meat you want to cook, chuck a bag of that into it, chuck one of these portioned rices in, and you've got stir-fry rice bowls, which are good for you and helps you hit your protein goals. Just want to say thanks again to everyone who's already subscribed, liked my first 2 videos and commented, and all the messages people are still sending me, telling me to keep it up and that I'm doing a good job. Honestly, it means more than I could explain in a video, as this was like I've said in my first video, something I've wanted to do for a long time, as I've spent many years watching other YouTubers rise in popularity and help other people, and I've always wanted to sort of put my take on it and help other people, whether it be getting to the gym, learning how to train properly if you're having trouble with it, amongst a lot of other things which will come in later videos. Like I'm going to film probably some like high protein meal ideas maybe this week if I can get the time in, either before or after work. But they'll come soon. If anyone's struggling to think of like, oh, what do I cook to get lean, or what's the best foods to when you're training and stuff, I'll help you out with all of that. And I'll be, obviously, once I do get back into a calorie surplus, I'll be doing videos on best foods to eat and meal ideas for putting good size on. Because I mean, in the last 12 months, well, I've been on a calorie deficit for the last 3, so for like 9 months, I was on a, well, very dirty bulk, should I say. It was chock full of pizzas and Ben and Jerry's and everything else, which made the cut that I'm now on a little bit harder, as I was starting with a lot more body fat. But it's also the first cut I've ever sort of stuck to for more than a week, so it's one of them. You live, learn, and just gotta try it until you get it, really. But yeah, it's just getting to that point now where, because I'm not actually cutting for anything in particular, I am thinking of, I was going to run it till September, which I might still do, but I may also cut it short and just start getting some size on for the coming months and reattack a decent cut early next year when hopefully I'll have some form of something to work towards by then, and hopefully it be a show, as that is my plan to compete next year. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed watching it, and comment, as it'll help get my videos out there and be seen more people. And that's what I want. I want more people to see it so I can help more people reach their goals. Nice one.